All right, let's jump right in. We're not just going to talk about some TOEFL class. We're going to drop you directly into one. So forget theory for a second. Right now, you are a student in a masterclass in language, logic, and honestly, how to tell your own story.
And this is our teacher Elias. With just 6 words, he completely sets the tone. See, this isn't just about passing a test. He calls it a journey. He holds that piece of chalk almost like a conductor's baton, getting ready to orchestrate a whole new level of understanding for us.
Can you feel that? Picture it. The low hum of the ceiling fans overhead, the sunlight cutting through the curtains, making stripes on your notebook. You're here. You've got a front row seat. The room feels calm, but you can also feel the focus. This is where the real work happens.
Now, Elias doesn't treat vocabulary like a list to memorize. No, to him, these are instruments, and they need to be tuned perfectly. And look at his tips. They're so physical, so practical. For university, he's all about the power, stress the ver. For listen, it's about what you don't do. Silent T, don't bite your tongue. It's advice you can actually use right now.
Okay, so theory's done. Time for practice. Elias gets a dialogue ready to play. And his instruction is so simple, but it is absolutely critical for the TOEFL. He says, listen twice, then answer. He's not just training your ears, he's building your patience, your strategy. So come on, let's listen in.
So the dialogue seems pretty straightforward, right? You've got Maria, who's a student, and she studies every day. Then there's Luis, a computer science student, but he's practicing English right now. You need to lock in on those little details, the routine versus the thing happening this very second. Trust me, it's all about to become very, very important.
And there it is, the first big learning moment. A student, Sophia, makes a super common mistake. Maria, study. But Elias's correction, it's gentle, but it's powerful. He doesn't just fix the word. He gives the reason, the rule, third person singular. In one move, he turns one person's small error into a lesson that sticks with everyone in the room.
So this brings us to a huge point. Which one of these sentences is actually better? Elias writes them on the board, and you can feel the energy shift in the room. I study English. That's a habit, right? It's a routine. But I am studying English. That tells us what's happening this very moment. When you're in a test like the TOEFL, which one packs a bigger punch for the examiner?
And just like that, the class erupts. This is great because it shows you how everyone thinks differently. You've got Olga, who's focused on precision. Habits show accuracy. Then there's Angela, who's thinking about the narrative. What's happening now is more dynamic. And then, of course, there's David, the logical one, who says, hang on, it depends on the question. He sees it's about picking the right tool for the job.
Elias lets this great debate play out for a bit, and then he steps in with the final word. And honestly, it's a game changer. He says it's not really about grammar rules. It's about showing that you can think clearly. If you use the wrong tense, you're not just making a grammar mistake, you're actually presenting flawed logic. And that is what the examiner is really listening for.
So to make sure this idea sticks, Elias gets the whole class into a rhythm drill. It's call and response. I am a student, and the class repeats it back. You are my friend, they repeat. This isn't just boring chanting. He's turning this abstract grammar rule into muscle memory, into a kind of rhythm. He's making it an instinct, not something you have to stop and think about.
Just when you think things are settling down, Elias pushes everyone even deeper. He poses what is maybe the ultimate question for anyone learning a language. What really gets you a high score? Is it having flawless, perfect grammar? Or is it the power of your ideas, even if the sentences aren't perfect?
And the class is totally split. Everyone has a strong opinion. You can see it right here. Olga is team grammar, all the way. Samuel, he's arguing for big, compelling ideas. And then Nadia introduces a whole other angle, fluency, just being able to communicate smoothly. There is no easy answer here at all.
And once again, Elias steps in to bring it all together. He doesn't pick a side, he lifts the whole conversation to a higher level. He explains that language is not about building up just one muscle. It's about the whole body working together. Grammar is the skeleton, ideas are the heart, and fluency, well, that's the breath that gives it all life.
As the energy in the room finally settles, Elias walks to the board and writes this. Just this. Language is rhythm plus truth. It's such a simple formula, but it's kind of profound, right? The rhythm is the grammar, the structure, the music, and the truth, that's your idea, your message, the real you that you're trying to share.
So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? It's this. Getting ready for a test like the TOEFL isn't just about learning tips and tricks. It's about developing a voice strategy. It's learning how to say who you are and what you think with total clarity so that when you tell your story, the world hears it exactly as you mean it.
And of course, the journey doesn't end when the class does. The homework he gives isn't just busy work. Every single part is designed to apply what we just learned. You've got to record your voice, practice those verb tenses, and get your arguments ready for the next big debate. It's your mission if you choose to accept it.
So as we leave Elias's classroom for today, the final question is for you. The next debate on the list is grammar versus vocabulary. In your own language journey, which one do you tend to focus on more? And what do you think that choice says about how you see language? It's definitely something to chew on until the next lesson.